Hello, good evening, and welcome to another Agora Models Build the ROUTEMASTER. Tonight, this is Pack 10, Stages 96. So we've got a few more issues to do on 95, but it's more or less included with this pack as well, so 96. So yeah, goodness me, we have got a lot of things to do tonight. So I am going to cut the program short because I don't want you to be watching me screw about well, probably about 120 screws in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you exactly where the screws go on the bus and the things we've got to watch out for. And so I'll show you all the points of interest along the bus that I want you to watch out for whilst you're building it. And then what I'll do is I will screw the rest of it together and then show you on the next stage. So that'll be stage 97. All these stages, 94, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, are more or less mixed together. And they're more or less mixed together because you're actually putting lots of elements that we've built earlier all together on the bus. So that means that roughly by the end of stage 100, you have pretty much a complete bus apart from the rest of the panels. So, and the rest of that is panel work, so or thereabouts. So yeah, up to stage 100 is all these little bits. And then from then on, we're on to panel work. And yeah, goodness me, there's lots and lots and lots of little screws for panel work as well. So, which are absolutely brilliant because it's all part of the building process. Right, so enough of me waffling on tonight. I'm going to introduce to you my guest who's going to do the chat for me, and that is Geordie Dave.
Hi, evening everybody, and thanks for having us on, Dave.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I think, yeah, where you up to? Yep, totally agree. Lots of little bits to go together. As you see, everything comes into one.
Yeah.
And it'll look brilliant in the end. So
yeah.
So we'll crack on with this build and get it done.
Yeah, thank you very much. Right, okay. So what we'll do now is we'll quickly have a look at the instructions. So we've got the instructions loaded up here and we're on stage 96. So it's fitting the ceiling assembly to the upper deck. The framework for the rear of the bus is assembled together with the number plate, and we also fit the ceiling of the upper deck. Okay, well, some of this work I have actually done beforehand, and that's because I took some really good advice from one of our viewers, and that's Alex Demetrius, and he helped us along the way with the roof. So the interior roof, and we put that on in 3 stages. So I will explain a bit more about that later on though. So yeah, for this stage we've got all this rear framework to build, and as it says before starting assembly, identify all the screws and keep them to hand in separate containers for easy handling. Some will be used in future stages, so we're not going to be using all these parts or all these screws tonight. So we will be using them in a different stage a little bit later on. So do please keep them nice and safe. I tend to use the original packaging that it comes in, and I'll show you what the original packaging is in a little while. So basically we're putting the light bracket on and the rear light and for the number plate, and we're putting the number plate back on the back number plate, and then we're fixing the framework together, and then after that we're actually going to be putting screws into the bus to hold the top deck onto the bottom deck, and because obviously that's where it splits in half. So we're going to be using GM screws in the center there. And then it says about instructions about taking the rear end of the bus off and moving a wire. And I've actually done this in a previous stage, so I'll show you all that. And then it also shows you about putting the roof together as well. So, and I've actually done that in a previous stage, and that's what I was mentioning before, that I have put this on in a previous stage. So I'll be telling you all about that. And then we'll be popping more screws in the top framework, the TM screws there, holding the framework together. And that's pretty much it for this issue, this stage. And we will not be putting the framework on as it says there, and we will be saving that to a little bit later on in the build. So not very long to go now before it's actually on there. So yeah. So let me come back to my camera and remove that one. And I'm going to ask Geordie Dave to bring up the chat, because there is loads and loads and loads of chat. So thank you very much for that.
Right. I've got Gillian to start. Is that where you right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Okay. So Gillian Dots. Good morning. Good evening, Dave and Geordie. Hi, love.
Hi, Gillian.
And we have Mark's Modz. Good evening, everybody.
Hi, Mark. Hope you're feeling all right, mate.
Yep, so do I. Feel your pain. Alex Demetriadis. Good evening, Dave and co-hosts. Looking forward to another fantastic build. Evening, Alex.
Hi, Alex.
And we have D. Harris. Good evening, Sir Dave.
Hey, update.
And D. Harris. And Gillian Dodds. Good evening. I just moved me so slowly so it doesn't. You get up too fast and it whacks away. What's a good evening? How's the mouth? D. Harris. To Alex Demetriadis. Good evening. Mark Modz. D. Harris. Hi, D. It's very painful at the minute. D. Swollen and sore.
Oh, heck.
But
you feel better soon.
D. Harris. Mark's Modz. Being there, mate, many a time.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. Julian Dots, good evening, D. Harris. And we'll have Duff DMC. Good evening, everyone. Hi, Duff.
Hi, Duff.
Now we'll have Dave Mack. Good evening, everyone. Good luck with your builds, Sir Dave, and have a great show and a good evening to the host. Hi, Dave.
Hi, Dave.
Dave Mack, good evening, Julian Dots, Mark Modz, D. Harrison, Alex Demetriadis. I don't know if I'm saying his name right. And Julian Dots, good evening to Dave Mack Builds. And we'll have Yorkshire Crafter. Good evening, everyone. Hi, Julie.
Hi, Julie.
And we'll have Dave Mack. Good evening, Yorkshire Crafter. And we'll have Yorkshire Crafter saying good evening to Dave Mack. Oh, I've just shot him a bit too much. And we'll have Horlix. Good evening, Dave.
Hi, Horlix.
And Warren James. Hi, good luck with tonight, Dave.
Hi, Warren.
And Dave Mack. Good evening, Horlix. Warren James. And Warren, evening to Dave Mack Builds. And we have Jace Channel. Good evening. I hope everyone is okay and well.
Hi, Jay.
And Dave Mack. Good evening, Jay. Modz, evening, Dave Mack Builds. Dave Mack, evening at Geordie Dave. Hi, Dave. D. Harris, evening, Geordie. Hi, D. D. Harris, Dave Mack Builds. Good evening. And D. Harris, evening, Horlix. Hang on, just catch myself. D. Harris, GS Channel, good evening. D. Harris, Warren James, good evening. Warren, evening to D. Harris. D. Mac, hope you're feeling better, Mark. And we'll have Marie Oglesby. Hi, all.
Hi, all. Hi, ma'am.
Mark's more at Dave Mack Builds. I'm very quiet at the moment as talking is painful. And Horlix, evening to all. Hi, Horlix.
Hi, Horlix.
And Dave Mack, get well soon, Mark. And I'll store it there.
Okay, thank you very much for that, Dave. Much appreciated. Yeah, chat's always one of the hardest things to do on, especially my channel, because we do get a lot of chatting, don't we? So, okay, so I'm going to change my camera, and then I'm going to go full screen. Okay, so there we are. So, for tonight's build, then we have all these parts. We have all these bits and bobs. We've actually got this framework, which is in the plastic packaging here, and then we've got the window, the rear window, which is in the bottom of that plastic packaging. So yeah, that's the rear window, is that one. It's difficult to see in this plastic packaging, I know, but I'm going to leave it in there for now. And then we have we've got all the screws, and we've got lots and lots and lots and lots of screws. So, and if you want me to count the parts up for this issue, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. 22 separate parts for this issue. So that's massive. So, okay, I have quickly looked through the parts, and I've actually got to the stage where I thought there was something missing, and then it was hiding, and there we are. That was the registration plate. It was actually hiding under these big bags of screws here in the pot. So it's very difficult to know exactly what we want right now. So I'm actually going to put them out all on the table here, and then we'll sort out what we need to do. So, but there's that many screws. I honestly say that you should really look after them carefully. I'm going to put that packaging with that window in over there, because at the minute I want it safe and out the way, so that I can concentrate on these screws here and what we're doing. So hope you can hear me all right and see me all right as well. I'll see the layout here. So we've actually got the bus on the table here, which is just here. Okay, and we've got the parts, and that's why I haven't got my build cushion down here, because it's just there isn't enough room, physically enough room to put my build mat and everything else. So, and that's because this wonderful model is domineering our dining room table here tonight, so which is absolutely fantastic. And that's one of the major appeals about this fantastic model, is that it is so big and well detailed as well. And then anybody that's built this will hopefully agree with me that you know, it is really nice once it's built. Once you've got your nice panels on and everything, and the London transport in gold, and you know, all your lights and everything are working absolutely spot on. It is. So with that being said, then I'm going to pop up on the banners where you can get this from. So this is from Agora Models. So have a look on the website, agoramodels.com, and you'll find it on there. And I'm going to leave that banner on for a little bit. So yeah, agoramodels.com, they're doing this fantastic model. It was originally distributed by Hachette Partworks, and I'm using the Hachette Partworks booklet for the instructions. But what I shared on screen earlier was the Agora download center, where you can download every pack that comes through and every part and onto your computer or your device, and you can actually blow it up as well. So if you're a bit awkward at looking at something on the page, then you can actually blow it up on screen. So by increasing its volume, etc., on screen, so you can actually look at the parts in very great detail. So I'll be using these. These are the old Hachette instructions, but these are exactly the same as what they are on the internet, on the download center. So, and the lovely people at Agora Models don't just do this model, they do lots and lots of other models as well. So yeah, pop along there, have a good look at their have a good look at their website and their models that they have on offer. And they do 12-month subscriptions, they do 24-month subscriptions, they do packs where you would get so many packs, like a starter pack, so they'll probably give you 4 packs or 6 packs or something, so you can have a great big build, pretty much all at once. And I do believe they're thinking about making this into a complete pack where you can buy just the complete pack as well, because I do know that they do that on some of their other models. So, and I know that a lot of model makers like that kind of thing, where they can actually build right from scratch, you know, whether you're going to do a 24, 48 or a 7-day week build, you know, for those into that sort of thing. I'm pretty sure that you'd be quite interested. So yeah, that's telling you all about Agora Models, and this model in particular. It represents RM857, which was new in 1961. And it actually represents an era of 1966. So it added all its modifications. Some of the modifications on it done up to 1966. So that's what it represents. And of course, 1966 was world famous in British terms for being the World Cup year. We actually won the World Cup in 1966. So yeah, and another thing that was totally iconic around the world was the red London Transport ROUTEMASTER bus, and that's exactly what this is. Altogether in inches, it's 27.5 inches long, it's 14.5 inches high, and it is 8 inches wide. So, and it weighs about 14 kilograms as well. So it's pretty heavy, because all these are made out of die-cast metal. So, and yeah, there is plastic parts in it, of course, but pretty much all of it's made from die-cast metal. So yeah, it's a model to last for many, many years. It certainly is a showpiece, a showstopper. And we have several of them. We've painted a couple of these also into other liveries, and we're actually on with another one, as if you didn't know, the Southend Transport one, so the blue and white one. So, and that's on this channel also, and also supported by Agora Models. Right, okay, I'll knock that banner off then, and I'll let you bring up the chat, and then we'll do some building.
Okay, we'll have Crafty Chris. Evening, everyone. Sorry I'm late. Hi. Doing some paperwork.
Hi, darling.
Hi, Chris. And Dave Mark. Good evening, Crafty Chris. Yorkshire Crafter. Oh no, I'll try and do it like Julie. Oh no, Crafty Chris, not paperwork. LOL. Sorry, Julie. Yeah. Yorkshire Crafter, Horlix, how you feeling after your flu jab? And D Harris, evening, Crafty Chris. And that's it up to new. I'll probably get a rag off Julie new.
Right, okay then. So let's start. So step 1, it says we have to put this little light, which is the brake light, and we have to fit it into the holder. So it's just a case of there is a little notch in the holder, and a corresponding notch within the light holder as well for the red light. Okay, so I'm just looking very carefully for the corresponding notch, and I'm going to pop this in with this to the top. Okay, come on, in you go. So it has to go the right way around, really. So there we go. I'm just going to actually pop it in to make sure that it's in nicely and that it's not out in any way, shape or form. I do believe it's sitting in properly, but if it isn't, it'll probably let me know. Yeah, it's sitting in properly. So, and what do we have to do with that then? Well, we have to obviously follow the instructions and pop it into the framework. So we need the bottom part of the framework, and it actually goes in here. So we're going to put this in. and it will go in only one way, and then it'll be screwed from the back. So I need to bring this up so that it will be sitting in there nicely, and hopefully I can get it the right way around. So yeah, it's popped in there, and obviously it hasn't popped out, so it's okay. I've got to find the corresponding screws that we need, and the corresponding screws that we need are AP screws. So we need 2 of them. And we've got a bag here with about 5 in. So we know that we're going to be using some more of these at a later stage. So if you try and open the bag and then try and reseal the bag again, once you've got these 2 screws out, then you'll be okay for doing the stage after with these AP screws. Okay. So just get them loaded up onto the screwdriver, and then we'll go from there. So carefully turn it over. I've got my finger holding it in. Screw it from the back into the AP screw, and again. So, and then this one. So instantly recognizable on this framework is the actual notches that are cut out for the wires. So you're going to have lots of wires to sort out at some point in the very, very near future. And so one notable thing about this framework is that there is several notches cut out in the framework for wires to come through for all the framework. So that's notable at this stage. So, right, what's next then? Well, what's next is the little clear light, which will go at the bottom here. So again, turn it over and pop this in there, so because that's your light for the like the reflector. Oh, goodness me, can't get it to go in properly. There we are. Okay, in there. Oops, it'll fall out on me. Okay, let's pop it down now, and we'll pop it in there so that it hopefully screws in there in a minute. So what's next then? We have to put that in with 2 NM screws. So we've got NM screws, and these are the small screws that are generally on the outside of the bus, and you'll be using lots and lots of these, many hundred in fact of these NM screws. So but for now we just want 2, and for the reflector. And again, I'm putting them away so that they're nice and safe. These NM screws, yeah, you'll find them everywhere. If you're not careful, that is. Because they do get everywhere, don't they, Geordie Dave?
Yep. Still pulling them with the carpet.
Yeah, you know about when you get them in your socks. So as daft as it seems, I've actually tried cutting one of these in half once, just as an experiment, and it actually shattered into nothing. So I was really surprised. So, okay, so we've got that little reflector in there now. Okay, and then we're going for the registration plate, the number plate. So the number plate and number plate holder. You've got a black number plate holder and a number plate with its WLT 857. Yeah, and we pop that on there. And I think at a later stage we will be actually removing this and popping some other screws in, but we'll tell you all about that a bit later on. For now, we put 2 NM screws in the back side of it to hold the number plate to the number plate holder. Okay, so I'm going to actually find me NM screws again. There we are. Oh, I can't pick them up, they're that small. Come on. So is there any more yet?
Yeah, there's only two. Yorkshire Crafter, LOL Geordie Dave. And Horlix, yeah, fine at the moment, just a very mild ache in the arm.
Okay, let's hope
Yeah.
that's...
I've had a message off my doctor to book to go in for me flu jab and COVID booster.
Yeah, we've had a COVID message today to go in for our COVID. So
book an appointment.
How many COVID jabs are supposed to have?
It's just a booster.
Just a booster?
I don't know if you get one. It's just for the older people.
Okay, back control.
Okay, so that goes in there. Now we're screwing the number plate to the number plate holder. There we go. Nicely done. Okay, yeah. And then you can guess what happens next. We have to screw the number plate to the back of the bus. So we have to turn the framework over, and it goes in that direction like that. Okay, just like that. Okay, and again, it's screwed in by 2 NM screws. So we will be using another 2 of the NM screws, which will see them off then, because we've only got 1 spare. So I'll still seal the bag up again and pop it back, and then we'll pop these in. Okay. So how are we doing on time? Oh, we're half an hour. Not too bad, I suppose. Yeah, we're away now, aren't we? Whoops. It skidded. Skidded away, it did. And that's why you need a build cushion.
I was going to say, why are you not using the build cushion?
Yeah, I can't use the build cushion because it's actually too big, but I've actually been told that I've one of my lovely supporters has actually bought me one, so there'll be one coming through to me in the post, which is lovely. So thank you very much for that. And then we'll deal with this problem where we've got the bus on the bench and trying to build on this type of surface as well. So
I suppose what you're doing at the moment, it doesn't really need it because you're not protecting any. You know, if you scratch underneath them, they're going to be fitted onto the siding anyway.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. Yeah, there's only very small areas that you can actually scratch on this. So, but yeah, a good case for the build cushion is that you saw what happened then. This actually slid because this is a soft, like a slippery surface in a way. So it's meant for cutting. It's a cutting mat. So yeah, and the build cushion is ideal for not making them slip around. So right, what do we have to do next then? Well, one of the biggest things we have to do next then is stage 6, and that's put this bit of framework on this bit of framework, or vice versa. So we have to line this up in the corresponding way to where the holes are. There's 3 holes that hold this together. Goes over like that. There's one there, and one there. And then we'll have to fit it together with MM screws. Okay. So, but before I'm going to do that, I'm actually going to fan my oil. Fan the MM screws first. They're just there. Yeah. And I'll pop 3 of them screws into my screw pot, which is the Horlix Mark 1 screw pot in this instance tonight. So it's like Thunderbirds, isn't it? We've got Horlix's Thunderbirds Mark 1, yeah, out tonight. So yeah, Horlix lovingly made me a Mark 1 and a Mark 2 screw pot. So, and this is the load me.
I think I must have the Mark 2 on, the big blue one.
Well, maybe I've got the Mark 3 then. I've got a yellow one.
I've got blue one.
maybe I've got Horlix's 3. Yeah. So I'm going to put a little bit of oil on my plastic tray, obviously away from that window that we've got in there. And this is because these are M screws, so they're going into metal, and they're going to need to be pretty tight. So I want them to be nicely lubricated so that we can get them to fit nicely in the framework. So I'm going to go for that one first. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing. I'm holding it off the bench in between my fingers, and I'm going to just make it sure that it's gripped it, and then I'm going to let it go. Get another one and then oil it up again. And all I'm doing with the oil is I've got it in my plastic tray, the oil, and I'm actually dipping just the end of the screw into the oil. So it just gives it a little bit of extra lubrication, which actually helps put them in a lot better. Okay, so next one.
Well, Horlix goes Mark 1 round 1s, Mark 2 trays, but did down by colour pref. And Mark 3 will be yellow for all.
Yeah, there we go. So, I mean, if you want one of these screw pots, I've actually got a yellow one somewhere, but it's actually in the other build box. It's actually in the blue ROUTEMASTER build box at the minute, I think. So, and otherwise I would have showed you it. So, yeah, if you do want one, by all means, contact Horlix, and, you know, he'll obviously, you know, make you one, and he'll obviously tell you how much he wants and everything with postage and that. So, yeah. So there we go. We've got them 3 in, and that's held the framework together. So what you're looking at basically is the back end of a bus, really. If you turn it that way up, you've got the back window, you've got the registration plate, you've got the back corners there and there, and you've got the back window, and then you've got the back destination blind in there, and then here is where we would hop on and off the bus. So that's roughly the back end of your bus. So yeah, in framework, and yeah, it's quite heavy too. It certainly is. So that's stage 6 sorted. So what's next then? Stage 7. Stage 7, we start working on the bus itself. So I'm going to have a bit of a move round, and it's going to be a little bit difficult for me because I've got not a lot of room to work with, but I want in the oil on the table as well, so I can put some oil on my screws. So I've turned this tray around, and my oil pot is at this end at the minute. In fact, I'm just going to pop a little bit more oil in there. Okay, just so I've got plenty of oil. And then I'm going to try and tell you where we are on the bus. So I'll try and move my camera as best I can. Oh, there we go. So this way. Okay.
Right. Size of that bus, you need a ceiling cam.
Yeah, certainly don't need a ceiling cam. So what you're looking at is the top roof of the bus, and then you're looking down this side. Okay, so this is the near side of the bus. So the engine would be there, and then up that way would be the entrance. Okay, I've got it on my Lazy Susan as well, so I can swing it round a little bit. But I'm going to do as best I can and show you what's what. There is a little bit more chat if you want to bring that up.
Yeah, we'll have the heart of Zany, evening DS models.
Hi, Zany, thanks for joining.
And the heart of Zany again. Hi, Dave, Chris, D, Horlix, and Mark.
Hi, yeah, pop across to the Heart of Zany channel later on, and yeah, if you're in for a laugh and everything, goodness me, wow. Obnoxious Lil, yeah, I love her, she's brilliant. Yeah, absolutely brilliant. She is, Obnoxious Lil. So she does remind me so much of somebody. She really does. So somebody that I used to know many, many years ago. So Obnoxious Lil. Yeah, she does all sorts of characters like that. Does Art of Zany.
Yeah. Oh, it's moving in. Mark Modz goes evening Heart of Zany. Heart of Zany. And anyone else in the chat, thumbs up to you. And Dave Mack goes good evening, the Heart of Zany. Horlix goes hi, the Heart of Zany. And Heart of Zany says hi.
Lovely, thank you. Right, okay, so what do we have to do now then? So basically the framework of the bus all the way along here, it actually needs screwing in, so which fastens the top deck and the bottom deck together. So it's ever so difficult for me to show you on camera here. So I'll try and do my best, but it is very, very difficult because obviously this is a massive model. So, and I'll be getting in the way with my screwdriver and my arms and everything else, but we'll try and do our best. So basically along here, it wants us to screw in GM screws, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 GM screws that need to go in there to fasten the top deck to the bottom deck, which will obviously cramp that down. Okay, so I'm going to try and attempt putting a few in, and then we'll do some others, and I'll show you right round the bus as well on other things that we've got to do in this issue. So if I got 3 or 4 of these screws out and put them in my pot just for now. So GM screws, they are metal, and they are going into metal because obviously this is metal framework. I'm dipping them in. Go on. Okay, I'm dipping them in the oil, and I'm just going to pop them in to see if they actually go into the framework that's in between both decks of the bus. So, and I think I'm going to need to grip it and get it down a little bit further to get that in lined up. Because goodness me, they do take some getting into these.
It is.
Down. Yeah. And so if I'm off camera or anything like that, I do apologise because they are a devil of a job to get in sometimes, especially lining them up. So we're going now. I'm sure we are.
Well, you're getting them in. I'll go through this chat.
Okay.
The Heart of Zany is looking good.
Thank you.
Yorkshire Crafter, hi Lauren at the Heart of Zany. Heart of Zany, hi. David Bassett, good evening, Sir Dave. Ding ding.
Hi, David.
I was just gonna see his hands are full, so he kind of ding ding. And David Bassett again, hi everyone in the chat. The Heart of Zany, hi David B. And David Bassett, good evening at the Heart of Zany. And that's look, David Bassett and Dave Matt Bills, good evening to David Bassett. And that's it. Start there.
Okay. So that's 2 we've got in there. 1 there and 1 there. And I'm going to get that in now. So, and then that's got 3 in this side. So these are difficult to get in because you've got to manipulate this to compress it to get lined up properly. But once you've got it lined up properly, and once you've got a little drop of oil on your screws, they do actually go in quite nicely. So I'm just trying to struggle away at getting them on the camera, but we're managing that way. So yeah. So if I got them in, just to show you that it is actually connected, you'll see once these are connected. So if I can get my camera to work properly here, so you've got one here at the front, and you can see that it's actually level, is that one. But this one, I haven't got a screw in there yet, and it's not actually level. So you can maybe see that once the screw is in, it will go level to the framework, and same with the rest of them. So yeah, make sure that they're all in. So there's five along this side. We've put 3 of them in for now, and I'm going to actually now carry on with what it says in the rest of the magazine, because obviously there is a lot to do in this issue. So the next thing that it's telling us to do in this magazine, which again is going to be very difficult for me to show you, is the back end of the bus. So I'm going to push it that way a bit, if I can, and then try and get it to see the back end of the bus. So I've got the back end of the bus here, okay, and of course that's where the framework is going to fit, the one that we've just built, so, but not now. So I can show you that the framework will put up to that other framework that's up there, and it gives you like the shape, the back end of your bus, look, okay. And what it tells you in these instructions is that in an earlier issue, it told you about this wire, the N wire. So, and in this instance, I've actually got it wrapped around there, so I can actually undo it and bring it back under there again. So, and connect it back up. So it tells you that this N wire, this one coming out of here, is in the wrong place. Now I've put this in the right place. This N wire comes from under there, which is the top of the stairs light, and it comes under this way, which is top of the stairs. It will be out of sight, and it'll come in between this little cutout here on the back end of the bus. So it tells you to move the wire from inside by taking all this plastic bit off, and then moving the wire and then putting the plastic bit back on. And it tells you that in the instructions on step 9 and step 10, step 11 and step 12. So it tells you all them stages and step 12. Okay, so step 13, it tells you where everything goes, including this wire. And then step 14, it tells you about putting the roof on. So imagine that we've just done this wire. We've taken this plastic back off, and now we've put it back on when we've moved this wire. And then we have to put these lights here. I've just stuck a bit of tape on there and on there, just so that they don't move, because they are notorious for breaking wires, etc. So be very careful with your wiring on the back, because it is very fragile indeed. In fact, I've got one wire that keeps wanting to come out to play, so, and I don't want to be snapping it off, but just let me just tape it. There we go. I'll tape it down. Then it won't go anywhere then, will it? So, what's it tell you next then in the magazine? In the instructions, it actually tells you about the roof, the ceiling. So, I know you can't see that. So, I'll let you look on this. So, it tells you how to put the ceiling on the top of the bus. Well, we've actually already done this. So, and we've already done this in earlier stages, and we did it in an easier stage than what the magazine tells you or the instruction tells you to do it in. And that is the brilliant person that told us this, Alex Demetrius. He actually told us to build this roof section in 3 sections. And that's because getting your hands into these window areas and putting these stanchions into the sockets in the roof is very, very difficult when you've got a long, long roof to sort out. You've got all them poles to get into them stanchions, and you've also got to line it all up as well. So the brilliant idea that Alex Demetrius had was to split these up into 3, and they come in 3 sections. So build that front section first, put that over and line all your poles up while you can get your fingers in. Okay, so there's only, what, 2 poles to do on the first section, I think, and then another 2 on the next one, and so on and so forth until you've built the complete roof, and then you can screw it down. And you can actually screw this framework on top of that once you've got the framework done. So there's the back half of the roof. And you can see that all these stanchions do exactly the same. They all go in there, and then these little tabs on the side, they go in between the framework and on the plastic, and then they obviously screw down later. Once you've got them all in place and you've got all the inside stanchions in place, you can actually screw them in place. So, well, we've done that on this model. We've done that earlier, and we've done all these side ones. So that's all done, and then we've done all the other side ones too. Okay, the only ones we haven't done now are the TM ones, and that's the framework, the very top framework, the roof framework, screwing them to the top of the windows. Okay, so we're going to have a little go at doing some of them now. So I'm going to have to move my camera again and move the bus, and I'll show you how we screw a couple of them down. Okay, so
Do you want to catch up with a shot?
yes, please.
It's getting a bit long again.
Yeah.
D. Harris and David Bassett, good evening. David Bassett, evening, Crafty Chris, Geordie Dave, Horlix, Danno Builds, D. Harris, Yorkshire Crafter, and Modz. Alex, hello, David Bassett, Dave Builds, Horlix, and Modz. David Bassett, evening, Jason and at Jay's channel. Modz, good evening, David Bassett and Alex, Dimitri Norris. David Bassett, evening to Alex. Yorkshire Crafter, evening, David Bassett. Oh, this is jumping up as I'm talking. David Bassett, evening at Warren James and Julian Dots. Julian Dots, evening at David Bassett. Horlix, hi David and Alex. And David Bassett, yes, Alex, idea of the ceiling and roof framework seems to be the best way to do this.
Yes, absolutely.
That's comments up to date.
Absolutely, sir. Yes, I thoroughly agree. It's been the best way to do it, without a shadow of a doubt. So, right, what we're going to do then, we're going to put some TM screws in this part of the framework, and we're going to screw this roof framing down to the side of the windows here, all the way along. So, for demonstration purposes, I'm only going to put a few in. Because I don't want to be here all night, of course. It does take quite a while to line them up. And with a little help of a bit of oil as well, you can actually get them to. So just a little bit of oil, and you can obviously get them in. And I would work around in like a fashion of probably a little bit of the front, a little bit of the back, a little bit of the side, a little bit of the front, a little bit back of the side, so that you're working round in an even way rather than an uneven way. And then don't take them all down until you get them all in, and then hopefully they'll be able to line up, and you won't have any problems lining them up. So famous last words from me, of course. So, yeah, we've got 3 of them in now. So, and I haven't tightened them in. So that's 1, 2, and 3. So we've got them 3 in. So I'm going to actually spin it round and move round to another area of the bus, if I can, without knocking it off the table. So I might have to just pull it this way slightly, and then do a little bit more on this side of the bus. So yeah, I'll do a couple on this side, I think, somewhere, and then show you exactly where they're going to go. And let's do a couple down there. And basically, you have to carry on like this all the way right round the bus. This framework, and that will make your bus absolutely solid. It really will. It'll give it so much strength. So I'll put that in loosely for now. That's in. And I'll go for another one. And then I'll go back to the sides again, because we've got this side to do. Show that in. That's 2. and another one. These are TM screws. M for metal, so of course I'm using a little drop of oil on them. M for metal, of course, and yeah, just grip the framework together and hopefully they'll go in nicely. So I've got 3 in there as well, 1, 2, and 3. Hopefully you can see them, and you can see already that all the others are starting to line up. So as you're doing a couple here, there, and everywhere, they're all lining up. Don't try and just do one area at a time. Move the bus around. Okay. So, right, what else do we have to do then? Well, we have to connect this side, of course, which we've done. Just checking. Yeah, we've done that. I've actually done that on the last one. So there was a FM screw there, and then a GM and a GM screw, and then of course when the rest of this framework goes on this side, there's 1, 2, 3 more GM screws, and then some others to go down in the other framework down here. And when we carry on and we get the electrics done. Now, what I was going to say was, you just carry on right round like that and screwing the roof down, and eventually, if you're very, very careful, it will line up nicely. Sometimes it'll crack and creak a little bit as the framework's coming into its own and gripping one another. But that's basically what you're going to be doing in this issue, in this stage. It's just a case of screwing all those screws in all the way around, and making sure that these center ones are in, making sure that the other side center ones are in, and all your roofs nice and screwed down tightly. So, and that will bring up a lot of strength to your model. It really, really will. So the next major thing to do on this then is sort out all this wiring back here, this rat's nest of wiring, as we call it. And that will be done in a future issue. So 97, 98, 99, and all this wiring will be sorted out, and we'll get the rest of the framework on that we built the other day, which is this here, which is the other side bit of the bus. Okay, the framework and the windows. So we'll be screwing that to that side of the bus, and that will complete the sides of the bus. And we'll be screwing also, in a future issue, the back end of the bus as well, which is this framework that we've built tonight with the registration number and the light on and everything. So we'll be doing that in a future issue as well, in the not too distant future, I might add. So, right, I think I'm going to call it for tonight, because it's just, otherwise you're just going to see me screw all these screws in. And I'm going to be getting in the way of the camera, because obviously I need to be putting it with one hand and then screwing with the other. So I'm going to be getting in the way of the camera. But I think you get the idea. And hopefully, once you've got this stage out the way, this is a major, major step, because you've actually built more than 3/4 of the framework for the bus, and you've given it a lot of strength and rigidity. So yeah, it won't be going anywhere. Right. Okay. So if there's any more chat, Geordie Dave, do you want to bring that up?
Yeah, Alex. Hello, everyone, and thank you so much, Dave, for your very kind words regarding the ROUTEMASTER roof. So easy doing it in 3 sections rather than one whole unit one whole unit, which is very stressful. I know that. I've done it that way. Yeah, I wish I knew that trick when I was building it. Alex again. Dave, if you find any TM screws not lining up, push the red frame inwards, and as you push it, screw it, and it should line up perfectly.
Yeah.
Then we'll have Marie Oglesby. Great show.
Thank you, love.
And David Bassett. It's all coming together nicely, Dave. Great build as always.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
Dave Mack, great work. Dave,
Thank you. Thank you.
And Rascals Hobbies. Howdy, boys. Howdy Rascal.
Rascal.
And that's it, up to do.
Okay, thank you. Right, so what I'm going to do now is obviously I'm going to finish off and come on screen again. So I'm just going to put these screws away.
Brings back memories, you know, watching you do this.
Yeah, it does with that framework and everything, doesn't it? Yeah, it absolutely does. So, right, let me just bring that on there, and then I'll remove my camera. Come on, camera. Settings, come on. There we go, forward facing. Right, okay, so I'm back again. So, right, yeah, I'll go back to these instructions again. And you'll see that practically that's what we've ended up with. We've ended up with the framework screwed down all the way around the roof there, and we've made the rear framework. So, and we've got the other side framework that was done in the previous issue. So, and we've got our wiring that's in quite a bit of a mess. It says you know, don't forget to put your screws somewhere safe, and I would put them back in the packaging that they actually came in, and put your rear framework in as well, and keep that nice and safe. So the next issue then, which will be another day, probably Sunday, I'm not promising, but probably Sunday, will be stage 97, and that'll be fitting the first roof panel and rain shields to the roof. So, and we'll be fitting all sorts of other things as well, like the rear framework for the stairs and the rear lower window. Okay, we'll be fitting that in the next issue, and then the roof panel, the front roof panel, and the rain shields, etc. So that is such a brilliant issue because it actually gives you the first real panel of the bus, and it gives you such a boost to do, and that's what it'll look like on the next issue. So that's 97. A little bit further ahead is 98. That's where we'll be organizing the wiring and another roof panel. So there'll be a lot of wiring in stage 98 to do. And then in stage 99, when I can get to it, stage 99 is another roof panel and side strips. So we're building more of the roof panel. And stage 100, if I can find it on here, stage 100 is the front window trim and finishing strips, which makes such a difference to the look of the front end of the bus. They really do. So, and yeah, that's what it'll look like at stage 100. So we're not that very far away now. You can tell that at stage 100, it'll have all the framework on, and it'll be just a case then of the final roof panel, and then the side panels after that. So, and yeah, we'll be looking forward to making this bus into looking like a bus. It really will, within no time at all. So that's that. Okay, let me go back to StreamYard, remove that, and we'll come back. Is there any more chat, Dave?
Tons. D. Harris, good job, Dave. And yourself, Geordie, on the chat. Thanks, D.
Thank you.
Julian Dots, good show and a big thumbs up.
Thank you.
David Bassett, howdy at Rascal Hobbies. Rascal Hobbies, oh no, I missed the stream. I'll have to rewatch it.
Sorry.
Dave Mack, great show tonight, guys.
Thank you.
D. Harris, night all in chat. I'll see you all tomorrow night for the quiz.
Excellent, thank you.
And Mark goes, howdy Eric at Rascal Models. And Rascal Models is here, Mark and Dave. And David Bassett, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, everyone.
Yes, please.
And Rascal's, oh, sorry, Mark, I forgot to ask. How did your tooth appointment go?
Yeah,
he's had a couple out, hasn't he?
Yeah, he was. I think he was there at 2:30, wasn't he?
Something like that.
Yeah, 2:30 he was there.
You're seeing earlier on chat, he's still uncomfortable.
Yeah, that's what time he was there, wasn't it, Matt? 2:30. Sorry, that's a Yorkshire joke. Yeah, so it's going to be 2:30. 2:30, yeah.
2:30.
Right, okay. So, jokes aside then. So, okay, let's pop the banners on, shall we? So, Facebook groups. We belong to lots and lots of Facebook groups. There is a Facebook group for this particular model, Build the ROUTEMASTER model 112 scale. So, and then there's miniature buses 112 scale and larger. Then there's Build the Eddie Stobbart 112 scale truck Twiggy in brackets. Then there's my own Facebook group page, which is DS Models and Vintage. We've got Harshette Titanic 1 to 200 scale. We've got the Northern Model Builders and Crafters. We've got Build the Disney Harshette Doll's House. We've got the NMB, which is the Northern Model Builders, Build the VW Camper Van, and we've got Build the Valentino Rossi's motorcycle. So that's on all our Facebook groups. There is others besides. I don't know that Geordie Dave here, you've got another Facebook group, haven't you?
Yeah, I've got the DRD allotments.
DRD allotments, yeah. So if you're into growing anything, pop along to DRD allotments and you'll see Geordie Dave there and some of the other family. And yeah, they're doing marvels with their allotment there. And yeah, and if you live near Geordie Dave, I'm pretty sure he'd give you a pound of potatoes or something. So yeah. So and right, so that's the Facebook groups. If you want to buy this model, or any other nice, really nice models, museum quality models, pop along to agoramodels.com. So that's in the description below, and you'll find this particular model and many, many other models at agoramodels.com. So yeah, pop along there. That's agoramodels.com, and you'll find lots of large scale museum quality models, so at very reasonable prices as well. So and then you've got I was going to say, goodness me, yeah, we've done the Facebook groups. I've lost my train of thought, sorry. So I was going to say we've also got in my description down below, we've got partwork upgrades. So partwork upgrades do all sorts for this model and many other models too. So for this model, they do dust covers, they do power mods, they do yeah, blueprints, and they do build mats and all sorts of other little things for all our models that we do build. So it's worthwhile popping along to partwork upgrades, have a look up and see what they've got, and they're very reasonably priced too. And then also we've got for this model especially for the ROUTEMASTER model, we've got Peter Curtin. Peter Curtin makes some stickers, so he makes interior and exterior stickers, period stickers for the ROUTEMASTER. So he does the exterior ones, the long ones that go along on the side. He does the ones that go on the corners. He does the ones that go on the front, the back, and the inside, and the inside of the roof panels too. He does all stickers and streamers for this bus, and he does one-off stickers as well. So visit Peter Curtin. So it is by email only, and that is sdp.repro@gmail.com, and that's in the description down below as well. So yeah, Peter Curtin and his stickers for this ROUTEMASTER. And I think that's about it, other than the fact is that everybody that's helped me on screen or anybody that's connected with me are in the description below as well with their own channels. So, and they're doing all sorts of different things, from growing potatoes to building the Eddie Stobbart wagon, to building the Titanic, to building the Ecto 1, to building the VW camper van, and many, many other things as well. So yeah, pop along to their channels and give them a sub and a like as well. So that would be very much appreciated. So, and the only other thing I've got to say tonight is thank you ever so much for joining. me tonight on this stream, and we've had a lovely time. We've built some bits and bobs. I've got some homework to do, which is I can get round the model now without bothering about a camera being in the way. So, and I'm itching to get it finished. So I'm going to leave Geordie Dave now to bring up the rest of the chat, and I'm going to shut up.
Okay, we've got Mark Schwartz scored Rascal Hobbies, very painful. David Bassett, 230, very much. What time you fix?
2:30.
Rascal's Hobbies, I wish you well, bro. That's to Mark.
Yeah, we all do.
Mark's well. I'm in too much pain to laugh.
Heck.
Crafty Chris, good night, everyone. Let's make Mark laugh. David Bassett, Modz, sorry to hear that, Mark. Wayne Green has been having impacted wisdom out too. Oh, I've had my wisdom out, that hurts.
Heck.
Rascals Hobbies, have a great one, everybody.
Yep.
David Bassett, good night to everyone. And Horlix, great show and well done. Have you had a fight with the mower, TS Models? Yeah, I wasn't going to say nothing, but yeah, it looks like he has, hasn't it? He's had his ears lowered.
I have had my ears lowered. Yeah. So yeah, I've had my ears lowered today. So and a fight with the lawnmower too. Yeah, and the lawnmower won. So heck, can't get away with it, can you?
Thank you everybody for the well wishes.
You're welcome, Mark. Yeah, let's hope you soon.
Well, part of the family.
Yeah, we are. Yeah, thank you ever so much. So, okay, let's chat about what's coming next then. So today is Wednesday. I don't normally stream on a Wednesday, so by myself. So I'm normally on with the Northern Model Builders or somebody helping somebody else. But there was a slot free tonight, so I thought I'd jump in and try and move this bus along a little bit. So tomorrow then, Thursday. So tomorrow, Thursday, is the craft and quiz evening. So at 7 p.m. tomorrow evening. So, and that'll be on Crafty Chris's channel, Yorkshire Crafter's channel, Jay's channel, Horlix's channel, and Gillian Dots's channel. So that'll be tomorrow evening at 7 p.m. And for anything else that's coming up in the future, we have got a schedule, and the schedule is in the Facebook groups. So pop along to the Facebook groups, have a look at the schedule, which is usually at the heading, and have a look in there and see what's popping up on Friday, Saturday and Sunday, and for the rest of the week. So with that then, I'm going to pass you over to Geordie Dave for a good night.
Yeah, just before I say a good night, last piece of chat that's coming. Horlix, yeah, kudos to you, Mark. I couldn't do it. I'm terrified of the dentist. That makes two. I don't like the dentist. Yeah. Well, what a brilliant show, and I tell you what, it brings back those memories doing that ROUTEMASTER. So it'll be a good night from me, and I'll catch you. Oh, I don't know. Probably Monday night when I do the Titanic. So night from me.
Okay, thank you ever so much, Dave. And I'll go. Without the help of Dave tonight, it would have been very, very difficult. So thank you ever so much, Dave. As always, you've excelled yourself tonight. Thank you ever so much. Can't do it by myself. It's very difficult when you're streaming and trying to do it by yourself, and pick up the chat as well, and trying to keep the stream going. It's not easy. So, but yeah, I say that every time, and I mean that every time as well, because anybody that streams and builds something on stream live is is very, 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 very good indeed. Yeah. So because they're doing it off camera and everything, you can stop the camera and then you can go and have a cup of tea and a fag or whatever. And have a few choice swear words and whatever. But when you're live, you just got to go live. So
yeah, it's stressful and all.
And keep going. Yeah, you do. Yeah. Right. Okay then. So I'm going to find my banners now, and I'm going to find the northern ending. And I'm going to say thank you ever so much once again, everybody. And we'll see you on the next one. So good night from me and Dave. Good night, everybody.
Good night.